Let's examine the types of feedback we may encounter and explore some examples. We can divide feedback into two categories, evaluative and reflective. When the feedback is evaluative, it can be experienced as controlling, but not necessarily. Evaluative feedback comes from a teacher to a student or from a supervisor, for example. But it can also be horizontal, between students, between teachers. There is an expectation that the giver is evaluating performance, so there is a part of unknown for the receiver and sometimes the experience of power imbalance. Evaluative feedback in itself isn't good or bad. It's a type of feedback. It's more about judging or evaluating performance. It can be a judgment or an evaluation. It might sound like, "Great job." It can involve preferences and personal opinions such as, "I liked how you designed your slides." Or it can be an inference, for example. "Because you spoke fast, people didn't understand your presentation." When it is reflective, the control remains in the hand of the receiver. The giver relies on data, such as, "You followed the template for the assignment, and you are over the word limit in 2 sections of your plan." Or, "5 people asked you a question during your presentation." As you can tell, this is very neutral, and the person receiving it can make their own interpretation about it. Reflective feedback also comes in the form of questions. It can sound like, "What made you decide to choose this topic over the other one?" Or, "How did it go, and what would you do differently next time?" The reflective feedback relies on facts or questions to nudge the receivers to think for themselves. In the next slide, I will share a list of feedback examples, and you can try to recognize whether each of them is evaluative feedback or reflective feedback. Are you ready? The list is going to come, and you can take a pen and paper on the side and write down for each of them whether it is evaluative, E, or reflective, R. So let's go. Number 1. You filled in each section of your personal plan except one. 2. Your reflection could be improved. 3. I didn't like the design you used in your plan. 4. What makes you say that? 5. You should remove some text and add pictures. 6. The bullet points you used helped everyone stay focused. 7. Given the time constraints, what might you prioritize? 8. The ideas you presented became clearer with each example you gave. 9. You are awesome. 10. Because you were stressed, you answered the questions too fast. So, take some time to pause the video if you need a bit more time, and I'm going to now move on to the next slide, which will have the answers. Yes, so are you ready to see whether you got it correct or not? There you go. So take a moment to think about which one you might have missed, or whether you need to go back in the video and understand a bit better what might be the difference between evaluative and reflective. While both feedback have value, you may realize that reflective feedback helps the receivers make their own evaluation and judgment about their performance, while evaluative feedback directly tells the receiver what to do, what to think. Reflective feedback nudges the receiver, sparking thinking and deeper thinking, and indirectly providing evaluative feedback in a way that is experienced as autonomous by the receiver. So as you continue reflecting and self-exploring, you might like to think about what might be your inclination towards feedback types as a giver and as a receiver, and what might this say about you as a learner? Thank you.